And a pleasant good morning to all of you guys. We're not in a very good signal area today, so I noticed that you all took a little while to come on board this morning. But good morning to you all, and welcome to Barbados on another beautiful, beautiful week. Today I'm bringing you definitely off track. We're having an area that's pretty difficult to get to. It's a good little goat track that comes to it, but it's not somewhere I don't know if many people know about this here already. But we promised to do the entire coastline, so therefore we're living up to that promise for another day. Good morning to you all, and it's great to see you all here. It's another blessed, beautiful Monday morning. Before we start today's operations, we're going to do our serenity prayer. Bearing in mind, please guys, it's going to be very windy, so the gimbal is going to be blowing all over and the sound's going to be a little bit difficult, but we're up for the challenge anyhow. Here we go. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Okay, as you all know, we've done all of the cliff areas around Ragged Point area. We've also done around Skeets Bay. There's a different look at those villas out there on Skeets Bay area, just between Skeets Bay and Culpeper actually. Beautiful, beautiful villas, definitely designed to batter the weather conditions, and also beautifully designed that the ones behind can look right over them, which is just beautiful. All right, and then we have the Skeets Bay Fish Market, which is, you see the jetty there, just between the clearing there, between the rock and the actual cliff itself, and that is where Skeets Bay is, just to give you the bearings of where we are. We are just to the south of Bell Point, which is up in the parish of St. Philip, of course, for those that are not familiar with that, and some beautiful rustic conditions out here. As you'll see, we do have some fresh sargassum, something that we have to learn to live with now, I would expect, because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Every time we think it has the last float, we see another one that comes in. But a beautiful, beautiful morning. As you all know, we have a system just off to, or you may know, we have a system just off to the east of us. 50% chance to develop in the next 48 hours, but that will be probably biased when it does. Didn't look that organized this morning to me, but they still have it as a rating at 50%. But anyway, I brought you somewhere that you can enjoy the power, the raw power of this coast of Barbados. Beautiful. All right, up in the distance here, coming into view now, is Bell Point. We have another planned walk from up on that area as well. It's just gorgeous over there. Beautiful, beautiful views of that section island that you would not normally see. But today we're concentrating on this beautiful little cliff here. Now also on the other side of Bell Point is very similar to this here. There is a high cliff that's running the entire coastline right down to Concept Bay, but there's also a very low elevation of coral similar to what we're on right now. You will see that in further days going forward. I can't tell you when it will be, obviously, because these areas that I'm accessing now, if it was rain, very difficult, because they're coming across muddy cart tracks and stuff, and the walk to them is coming down some fairly steep hillside. So you know, I have to put air on the side of caution, so I'm not too sure what our plans will be for the rest of this week if the rain that is predicted comes. But as you can see, we have a beautiful morning. I didn't actually do any sounds out here this morning because it's extremely windy, and you would have had nothing but wind, and you'd also have had nothing really but cloud. It's still beautiful, but just today we're not going to do that sound effect, so don't expect that to be up this morning. Not unless something changes, but who knows. I'm always willing to change and shift with whatever my directions are. Just stunning cliff area. No resorts to talk about this morning, no bars to talk about this morning, just beautiful, beautiful nature. I'm going to take you somewhere now that you may not have realized was there when I was broadcasting just a couple of seconds ago. So I'm going to walk around this cliff area with you. Now it's coming into low tide now. Low tide I think is around 9 o'clock this morning, 9:50 something, I think, if I remember correctly. My memory doesn't serve me too well, but I think that's what time it said. If it was high tide, water would be coming up all over this cliff area where I am right now. Right where I am definitely began wet. You will see there are traces of seawater that's up here from last night's high tide. Well, we just dropped out on the signal. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Let me do a little more walking around, see if we can keep capturing some new towers. Yeah, so as I was mentioned, high tide and the big swell that's coming, I expect over the next few days, right where we're walking will be all sea coming up and splashing on this cliff and soaking where we are. So we're taking advantage of it today before the swell comes in. There's supposed to be a big swell coming in this afternoon, but it is big enough for us to see the raw power. Once again, have a look at these rocks that are along, or the cliff area here, the coral check the sharpness of these. You can look in, like if you're looking using the C as a gauge, you can see the kind of sharpness we're talking about. So again, if you're coming up here, please, hard shoes, something that's hikey, you know, not something that's soft with memory foam and jogging shoes or whatever. You want something a little more sturdy than that. But just to give you an idea of how beautiful these cliffs are, this is this beautiful area. We can do a little more walking around again, as I said. A little challenging up here with the wind, not only because of the sound, but also because of the gimbal blowing around. It's doing its own thing on occasion. So if you all of a sudden see somewhere that you would expect me not to be pointing, it's not me. It's a gimbal having a mind of its own. The guy who demonstrated the gimbal and the full setup to YouTube a while back said he won't be surprised if it takes on its own life. It's like a transformer. These gimbals are amazing, amazing technology. Look at these cliffs. I'm going to keep quiet, let you enjoy some of this power here. I know there's someone on here viewing, I just saw the name pop up. Not going to mention who it is, but we'll be on these cliff areas in about another 30 days or so. I don't actually have the countdown, but I know for sure they're counting down. Just beautiful. As I said, the cell signal out here is not the best, so I can't take you up the trap that I came down. Because we do definitely lose signal halfway up there, as we lost a couple of seconds ago. But that is the track you will come through. I will do a little photo up top, and I will give you an idea of where this is later on when I put up the photos. I do have a couple of photos from up here as well. But beautiful. Anyhow, let us do our 360. What I'll do is actually I'll get myself further out onto the point that we can enjoy the Ragged Point area as well before I start that 360. So you can see right around where we are. Very rough, very sharp conditions out here, so all my concentration is on the ground. I'm not really seeing anyone that's setting up any messages or anything. It's a little bit difficult right now, but I want to get you in the most strategic point here, and hopefully the sea doesn't decide to become a part of our show. But here we go. This is our 360. Enjoy it, people. I think I give you more, 360, but don't mind. There's not too much out here to really talk about this morning, except for the natural beauty. It is absolutely stunning. You will notice there, not in this actual cove here, but on the other coves, you'll see a lot of rocks that have broken off and fallen into. You see a lot of cliff face. I saw a lot of that yesterday. It was all around the coastline late in the evening, and I saw quite a bit of that there. You'll also notice there are a lot of caves over here. This will give you an idea of what the cliffs inland would have, how they would have caves that you probably would not even realize. You can see there are lots of little caves, little areas that have been eaten out by the rough sea over the years. Just lovely nature at its rawest, most beautiful. Alright, I'm just going to walk you back over to the other side, because as I said, if I go up on this cliff here, I would most definitely lose signal, and I don't really want to do that again. It was a little bit worrying just now if I would capture it back. I wasn't too sure. It's a little bit fadey out here. You only get 1 or 2 bars. I know that Facebook will have a good quality later on it, and I'll also have it up on YouTube. As long as everything goes well with the download. Got to remind myself of that, because sometimes the download does not give me that option. But just check the raw power. Definitely got some rain clouds on the way in. I can see the grain of the cloud area. That would indicate to me there's possibly rain out there coming in, some squalls. So this is good timing for us. At least we were able to get this in. And I'll be able to get the water wagon out of the mud, because you know she's so beautiful and clean right now. Don't want to dirty her up. And everybody that knows me knows that is not so. she gets her service, and at that stage again she gets her clean. And if I throw in a random valet, well, she'll get her clean then too, but I'm just a little bit too busy. And that may sound real strange looking at me with nothing to do in my life except for the AMC, but that is the journey I'm on. I dedicate myself to the path that's being laid for me. Okay, for that person I mentioned earlier on about your accommodations that are coming up soon, that's them in a distance. And I know you're still on, or I hope you're still on. So in another 30 days or so, or 30 something days, you will be sitting out there on that terrace watching the sunrises and watching beautiful, powerful nature at its very best. And as you know already, I've extended my invitation for you to come and join me anytime I'm walking, if that's what you all guys would like to do for sure. Beautiful, beautiful terrain. It is just natural beauty. This is how the coastline looks on this side here. As I said, the other side of that cliff is spectacular. There's a lower ridge that runs the entire way along the area between here and Skeets Bay, which you will see on one of our next adventures. Anyhow, with this beauty in mind and with the peace and serenity out here, as you can see, there's no one around. It is an amazing morning. I'm once again blessed with the opportunity of coming to see these kind of views and smell this kind of fresh, beautiful air. As beautiful as you can possibly imagine, but it has its sea spray in it, which makes it even more lovely. Right now I'm feeling the light flicks of sea spray on me. Just beautiful, beautiful up here. Temperature right now, they said it was about 27 degrees. Yesterday it got to 31. It was a warm day yesterday. The sun was doing some burning, but I don't know what will happen with the clouds today, if that will keep it like quieting down. As I said, there's not a lot of convection, but there is a system there, a low pressure system there that could possibly pull convection at any time. So weather here could change. That will determine where we go tomorrow and for the rest of the week. As you can appreciate, we can't go to clayish areas or muddy areas. I mean intense muddy areas. I really don't want to stick up. And the thing is, I don't think the water wagon would stick up. It just is that she'll be so dirty and put under so much pressure that I probably will not do it. So one more time, I just point out to you, that is the Culpeper development. We can't really see Culpeper Island too clearly from here. You can make it out if you, I don't know if your definition will give you the depth here, but it's just over in the distance, like in the center of the camera now. Then we have Raggy Point Lighthouse, which is East Point, of course, and then we have this beautiful, beautiful sunrise that's coming up. A little bit late this morning, we won't see the direct sun, but we can still appreciate that today is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new day. The beginning of a day for us to make a difference in this world and to follow the paths that we're supposed to follow. I hope you all have had a good morning. It's definitely a little different to usual, but you know, if I'm going to be covering all the coastline, it's going to be, some of the vlogs are going to be like this here. They're not going to have in their resorts and their nightclubs and everything else that goes with it, because this is not what happens on this side of the island. This is nature at its best, and I'm sure some of you will really enjoy it. Have a great day, everyone, and remember, go forward with peace today and with love. Share it all around. All of those that are having some troubling times, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual, we are here, and we hope this morning we've made a difference. We love you. If not, we would not be here. We all want to just get together, share love, share happiness, and share kindness with each other. So for you that are having challenges today, remember to reach out. Someone around will help you. Just reach out. Do not face it alone unless you have to. And you know, God bless all of you all. Hopefully you'll keep us safe, and we'll all see life again tomorrow, and therefore we'll join each other on the rock one more time. But as you can see, the squalls are coming. So I will be signing out now. I'm going to walk until the signal goes. So we're going to get crudely interrupted, but I'm going to do that silently. So it will be the end of our video speech-wise now. I cannot believe that myself. It's going to take me about 2 to 3 minutes before the signal goes off. And if the signal doesn't go off, I'm going to just still do it silently for you. So here we go. You know, you all stay blessed, stay safe, love you all, respect you all, and be kind to yourself, and then be kind to others. Here we go.